Good evening, wolves. No noise tonight, no performance. Just a conversation for the ones who feel something shifting inside them. You ever notice it? That moment where things stop bothering you the way they used to, where approval feels cheap, where conversation feels empty, where the world starts looking different, not louder, clearer. That's what tonight is about. The breaking point, not where you fall apart, but where you stop playing along. Let's get into it. Welcome to episode 43, The Breaking Point. There comes a day and it doesn't announce itself. No big moment, no dramatic music, just quiet realization. You don't care anymore. Not about opinions, not about fitting in, not about being liked by people you don't even respect. And at first, it feels wrong because you've been trained your whole life to care. Care what they think, care how you're perceived, care how you're judged. But here's the truth, most of that care was control. The fear of being rejected, the fear of being misunderstood, the fear of standing alone. So when that fear starts fading, you don't become reckless, you become clear. You stop explaining yourself to people who already decided who you are. You stop shrinking to fit rooms that were never built for you. You stop performing. And that's where it gets dangerous. Because people who don't need approval can be easily controlled. Let that sink in. The moment you stop needing permission, you become unpredictable. And unpredictable people, what they do, they don't follow scripts. They write their own story. Most people think something is wrong with them because they don't fit. They feel out of place, disconnected, different. But what if that's not the problem? What if the system is doing exactly what it's designed to do? Think about it. School teaches you to follow structure, not question it. Jobs reward obedience, not independence. Social circles rewards agreement, not truth. Everything is built to shape you into something predictable, replaceable, manageable. So if you fit perfectly into all of that, ask yourself, what does that say about you? Because awareness doesn't feel comfortable, it feels isolating. You start noticing patterns. You see how conversations repeat, how people echo each other, how opinions are borrowed and formed. And suddenly, you don't feel like you belong. But here's the shift, you were never meant to belong in society, in jobs, in life in general. Maybe even in the place that you live right now, in your close circle. You never know that. But some people are built to adapt, others are built to see. And once you see, you don't go back pretending. We talked about awareness, and awareness has a cost. Once you see through things, fake behavior, fake success, fake systems, you can't unsee it. And that changes your world. Conversations get shorter, circles get smaller, silence gets louder because you're no longer entertained by surface level noise. You don't laugh at the same things, you don't chase the same goals. Probably you don't even measure yourself the same way you did. And people feel it. They don't always understand it and they don't always talk about it, but they feel the distance. They feel you're getting different because you're no longer operating on the same frequency. And that's where many people break when they start doing that. They go back to fitting in, back to pretending, back to noise, back to trying to please everybody. Not because it's right, because it's easier than being alone. But if you don't go back, if you stay in that awareness, you gain something rare: clarity. Not comfort, not approval, clarity. And the whole truth about the whole thing is that truth doesn't just wake you up, it separates you from illusions, from fake connections, from versions of yourself that were never real to begin with. Think about that. So here's the haul of the week for this week. This one goes to the ones in transition, not fully in, not fully out. The ones who don't fit the old life anymore, but haven't fully built the new one yet. That space, that's where you're being forged, not lost. If things feel quiet, strange, or disconnected, that's actually good. That means you're no longer running on autopilot. Stay there. That's where the real version of you starts forming, when you start being by yourself and start learning yourself and remove the whole autopilot of your whole life that was being here 4 years ago. The breaking point isn't loud. It doesn't look like destruction. It looks like silence, clarity, distance. It looks like you're no longer needing the world to tell you who you are, because you already know it. So if you're at that point right now, don't rush it. Don't escape it. Step into it. Because once you stop playing their game, you don't go back. Before I end this podcast and this episode, I'm gonna say a few words that aren't in the theme that we have here. The world just lost Chuck Norris, and whether you laughed at the jokes or lived by the discipline he stood, you felt his presence. Chuck wasn't just a man, he was a standard. In a world getting softer, he stayed hard. In a time full of talk, he kept proving. No shortcuts, no excuses, just work, consistency, and a quote you don't break. That's the part people should carry forward, because legends don't die when their hearts stop. They die when people stop living by what they stood for. Rest in power, Chuck. So this was episode 43 of the Bulls Bar podcast, The Breaking Point. No noise, no scripts, just truth. Until next time, stay sharp, stay aware, and move like someone who sees what others don't. See you at the bar.